Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So typically for those of you that are familiar with my channel, I usually do a lot of airsoft reviews, airsoft shooting demonstrations, airsoft did you knows, and pretty much anything really airsoft related. So this video in particular is going to be just a little different. It's still going to contain some kind of a review regarding a pistol replica essentially. But it is going to be the steel BB pistol that I actually did an unboxing for not too long ago for the Umarex PPK-S. So for this one, it is a different caliber size. Again, it fires a steel BB, the 4.5 millimeter steel BB. So what I'm going to be doing today is I will just be reviewing the actual pistol. So keep in mind this is just a verbal review. I will not be doing any of the shooting demonstrations in this video. I typically tend to do that in a separate video, again just to kind of break down just a little more detail with the firing of the pistol itself. So this will strictly be just a verbal review of the pistol. We'll get a chance to see it up close and personal, and pretty much we'll kind of we'll just talk about it, and again, I will be informative as possible with this particular gun. So let's get right into this. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, here is the pistol itself up close and personal. My hand for reference, again, I'm a pretty large hand, so this pistol is pretty small. If I even compare it to like my Stark Arms Glock 42, I mean, it's right around the same size, just for reference. Again, very compact and small pistol as expected. So as you guys can see, it's very well made. Aside from, you can kind of see some of this, it's like the material or the paint or whatever, it's prone to scratches, very noticeable scratches if you do nick this or whatever. It's pretty much just the paint and material used for this that kind of shows this. This is kind of just one of the things I noticed right out of the box when I got this pistol opened up. But I mean, overall, the quality of the pistol is pretty good. Again, and why I was kind of surprised with the quality is because I actually purchased this at Walmart for $56. Again, keep in mind this is a steel BB air pistol. It's a CO2 pistol. And again, I think it's very well made, and I'm just really impressed with it. So we'll get down into just the review of it, and we'll start off with the trademarks first. So trademarks, I mean, again, they're looking very nice on this particular pistol. So we have the Walther logo, we have the fire and safety selector switch with the F and S indented into the metal. It is made in Japan, so I have noticed any pistol or replica pistol that's made in Japan definitely has a higher quality, and again, it definitely shows right out of the box. So you have a serial number, and then of course you have your warning that's imprinted actually into the metal. It's not laser etched, it's into the metal. It could be a love or hate type thing for whoever owns this particular pistol, but for me, it's not a huge bother. Aside from trademarks, there really is nothing else on this side. But if you flip it over, again, you have the Walther logo, you have Carl Walther, and then it says, looks like ULM/DO period for Umarex USA. Model is the PPK/S, caliber 4.5 millimeter. Again, that's the steel BB 1.77 BB with the S there. So again, it showcases the authentic trademarks of the pistol, and then of course the caliber, and then you do also have the Walther logo right there as well on the actual hand grip. So aside from that, there is no other trademark on this pistol, but again, I think it's really well done. It's pretty well traded for this particular pistol. Again, the brand is Umarex, so Umarex typically does a very excellent job with replicating trademarks, so I think they did pretty good here. So next up, let's talk about power and functionality of the pistol. So as you typically know with steel, a lot of the steel pistols that fire the steel BB pistols, they typically are powered by the CO2 cartridges, the 12-gram CO2 cartridges, which I have here. So again, you can use any 12-gram CO2 cartridge. As you can see here, it's 12 gram. Any of these are going to function just fine with this particular pistol. Again, I picked up a pack of Crosman CO2s at Walmart as well. So again, you pretty much have everything you need if you get everything at Walmart. Now, when it comes to inserting the CO2, what you'll need to do is on the left face of the pistol, you're going to have a slit here for your finger pretty much. Now you put your finger through here and you pop the cap off like so, and then again you can see that it has these metal prongs that keep the plastic in there and keeps it from falling out. So currently I have a CO2 cartridge in here. It's just about spent, so it's going to be one that I'll be taking out soon. The nice thing with this, however, of course, when you buy the pistol, it's going to be empty. They never package these loaded with any type of CO2 canister just for safety reasons. You do get this little key as well. Now this key is very nice, so it's a hex key pretty much, and it's very comfortable to hold when you're trying to take the CO2 out and put one in. Now you have this giant screw here, and again this key is going to fit direct, and it fits very snug and very tight, so there isn't any play in it at all when you're unscrewing or tightening CO2, which again is a good thing, because with CO2 you definitely want to be quick when you're putting in a new cartridge as you're tightening it, just so too much of the CO2 gas doesn't leak out. But again, it is quite simple to take out and put in a CO2 cartridge for this particular pistol. Again, it's quick and easy. Once you have it loaded up, you can put the cover back on and you're basically all set. Just kind of a recommendation for those of you that are not familiar with CO2 cartridges. What I would recommend always is just putting a dab of silicone oil on the tip of this before you put it into the pistol. It actually helps keep the seal a little bit stronger and tighter on the top here, so it prevents any leakage, and again it keeps the seal inside the pistol nice and lubricated. Something I would definitely recommend with any type of CO2 cartridge pistol, whether it's airsoft or steel BB. Okay, so now let's take a look at the BB that it fires. So essentially here's the projectile. It's a 4.5 millimeter steel BB. The ones, again, that I actually picked up also from Walmart, a 6,000 count of Daisy BBs. So these are zinc plated. There are also copper plated ones. And for the most part with this pistol, it only fires the BBs and not the actual pellets. So there are different types of rounds that come in the 1.77 caliber, but again, you want to go with the steel BBs for this particular pistol. So here's just a quick reference between an airsoft BB, which is 6 millimeters, and again the zinc plated BB, that's 4.5 millimeters. So again, just kind of gives you an idea of the size comparison between the traditional airsoft gun and a steel BB gun or BB pistol. Now, with the pistol itself, with this PPK, the mag release button is kind of higher up here, which for me, I tend to always put my finger here when I'm trying to release the mag, because traditionally a lot of my pistols have the mag release somewhere here, but this is much closer to the slide, so you'll probably find yourself doing that a few times until you get used to the pistol. But again, it's a very solid button. There really isn't a lot of play. You can tell it's very well made to release the mag. So typically with steel BBs, steel BB pistols like this one, it's never going to be a full mag. It's only going to be these stick type magazines. Again, just for the sake of the CO2 storage, that is why a lot of these types of pistols go with these sleek plastic magazines. So the capacity for this one is 15 total BBs in this one. So here's kind of an up-close view of it. I would say the magazine is definitely not the greatest. You can kind of see the plastic is just not so great in terms of quality. Again, it's nothing exciting. Here's the mag lock there, or the slot for the magazine to stay in. And here's the base pretty much. Again, there's really nothing too exciting going on here. It's very easy to bring the spring down, and if I wanted to drain the BBs out of the mag, I can just hold this down and then just tilt it, and then it should, for the most part, start getting all those out of there. So now we cleared the mag, and now you can see that it's empty. So now with the mag insertion, it goes in there really easily, and there's really nothing to it at this point. Again, it holds 15 rounds. And then again, with the power of the CO2 cartridge, it does fire these right about 290 feet per second as the consistent average. Of course, the first 10 shots on a new CO2 cartridge are going to be much higher FPS. It might even jump into 320 or 330 FPS with this type of a BB. So next up, let's talk functionality of the pistol. So here we have traditional iron sights, which, nothing too exciting. It's pretty straightforward, nice looking iron sights. The top of the slide itself has this very nice wavy design. It feels kind of nice with a screw on here as well. And then of course, I gotta mention the best part with this BB pistol is it is actually a blowback pistol, which is definitely much more unique when it comes to steel BB pistols, as they typically tend to be just a solid slide, and it's just pretty much, it's semi-automatic with no blowback. But this one, it does have a blowback action to a point. And what I mean by that is it's not a true functioning blowback because it does not involve bringing, like when the slide goes back, it does not bring the new BB into the chamber. Again, it just feeds off of this as the BB gets fired. It gets shot out, the next BB's up. The blowback is just there for the action. It doesn't really serve a purpose at all, because you can see in there, when you put the magazine in, let me try to show this to you. So you're gonna pretty much see that the BB that's in there, you have the piston there. When it releases the little bit of CO2 to propel the BB down the barrel, it's already gonna have the next one in line because the spring is pushing it upward. So again, as soon as you pull the trigger, it's just gonna keep doing the same thing. And the blowback action, of course, is just gonna do its thing, again, just for show. And the nice thing with this too is if it does empty the magazine, it is going to slide lock the slide and again inform you that the pistol is out of ammo. So if we wanted to again release the slide, there is no slide catch on this pistol, so the way to do it is you'd have to take the magazine out to reload it and then just cycle the slide again, and then it'll be back in its stationary position. Now just keep in mind, there isn't any decocker or anything on this, so even though you have the magazine out, you still have the CO2 cartridge in here, so again, it's still live. So for the sake of being careful, the best way to decock the pistol is just holding the hammer down, pushing the trigger, and then slowly releasing the hammer, and then pretty much disengaging the pistol. So that is essentially the best practice with this gun, with how to disengage it. And again, the blowback definitely adds a nice touch. It's very crisp once it fires, and it definitely feels satisfying. So I definitely like the fact, and this is kind of what caught me, my attention for this pistol, is that it's blowback. I'm a huge fan of the PPK, big James Bond fan myself, so that's kind of why I really wanted to get this. And again, it works very well. It's smooth. The recoil spring, though, of course, is kind of light. You can kind of feel that, it's very slow, but again, not a deal breaker for me. But if it is for you, you may want to think about upgrading that recoil spring so it's a little stiffer. The one other thing too is the fire and safety. So it is lever based, which is kind of nice. The other lever based safety switch that I have is actually on my Luger. So if we switch it to safety, it looks like this. Now the thing to keep in mind too is if you want to put it to fire, you can't just flick it up. You have to press it so it gets out of the groove and then flick it up. So do you see that notch right there? That's pretty much where it does get stuck. So I'm going to try to move it down, and you're going to see it just go right into the notch. So now you can see it. It's in the notch. To put it back to fire, you do it like so. So now if we put it to safety, again, nothing is going to function even if I pull the hammer back. Again, the safety, it works very great on this. And again, in order to disengage it, you do need to put it on fire. Hold the hammer back, squeeze the trigger, and then slowly release the hammer and then let go of the trigger. So again, there you go. That's the main functionalities of this particular pistol. Alrighty guys, so we got, a little more in depth there with this pistol. Again, it's a very beautiful pistol, and again, I try to cover as much of the detail as I possibly could here. Very beautiful pistol overall. I really have nothing negative to say, and I've had it probably for several weeks now. I've got to fire it several times. Again, there has not been any hiccup with with the gas, with the blowback, with the feeding of the BBs. There hasn't been anything that bad at all, and I'm just really impressed. The stereotype with Walmart guns being, of course, very low quality. This is kind of one step up on that, because it's first of all by Umarex. It's made in Japan. Very great quality, very great company. They have a really great quality control, so you're not going to get a piece of junk here. It just happens to be sold at Walmart, and for a very good price too. And even it's not going to really burn a hole in your pocket too much, and then you'll even have a little bit to get some ammo, get some gas, and you pretty much have the whole package probably for less than $100. I mean, you can't go wrong there. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy my quick and as detailed as possible review on the Umarex PPK. So again, I will feature the shooting review of this pistol a little bit later. Again, I typically do a part 1 as the verbal review and a part 2 as the shooting demonstration. So that will come shortly. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding the pistol or just any general questions, feel free to reach out. I'll do my best to answer. Again, this is one of my first BB pistols, as again, I've mainly focused with airsoft, and I have had many air rifles in the past, but first time with a pistol. So if I had the wrong terminology or mentioned something incorrect, please let me know. I'd like to correct myself for the future, as I plan on reviewing more of these air pistols. But again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.